Hello and welcome to Match Point on DD India, where every sporting story finds its spotlight. I'm your host Abhishek Mahajan. From cricketing battles to Olympic dreams, we bring you the action, analysis and the stories that matter the most. Our show brings you the highlights, insights and drama that every fan craves. Miss the week's biggest moment in sport? Don't worry, we've got you covered, because if it's sport, it's right here on Match Point. Let's get it started. Our top story, the long-awaited National Sports Governance Bill was passed in India's lower house this week, with Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia describing it as the single biggest reform in Indian sports since independence. It establishes a National Sports Board to oversee federations, a National Sports Tribunal for dispute resolution and a National Sports Election Panel for fair elections. More in this report.
National Sport Governance Bill 2025.
The National Sports Governance Bill and the National Anti-Doping Amendment Bill 2025 were passed in India's lower and upper houses of Parliament. These laws mark an important step in India's effort to improve sports administration and increase its chances of hosting the 2036 Olympic Games. The National Sports Bill seeks to regulate the various sports administrators in India, while the Anti-Doping Amendment Bill provides greater operational independence to the country's anti-doping agency NADA as prescribed by the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA. Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia described the bills as transformative measures designed to promote ethical governance, support athletes, and ensure accountability across India's sports organizations.
खेलो भारत नीति आज सारे देश में उसकी बहुत अच्छी सराहना हो रही है। ये ही सीक्वेंस का एक पार्ट है स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल। स्पोर्ट्स गवर्नेंस बिल के लिए कई बार प्रयास करा गया, भूतकाल में भी प्रयास हुआ और अभी वर्तमान समय में मोदी जी ने अच्छी बात कही है कि हमें इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड का वर्ल्ड क्लास बेस्ट एक्सीलेंस के साथ हमारी तैयारी होनी चाहिए। और जब आने वाले दिनों में भारत ओलंपिक्स के लिए बिड करने जा रहे हैं, वैसी स्थिति में भारत में स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम रोबस्ट हो, दुरुस्त हो, पारदर्शी हो, अकाउंटेबिलिटी वाली हो, उस दिशा के प्रयास का एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम है।
The National Sports Board will have overriding powers to grant or suspend recognition of all national sports federations and even collaborate with the international federations for athlete welfare. National Sports Tribunal will have the powers of a civil court and decide disputes ranging from selection to election involving federations and athletes. Once instituted, tribunal's decisions can only be challenged in the Supreme Court. This too shall be appointed by the central government on the recommendation of the National Sports Board. The panel will act as electoral officers to oversee the elections to the executive committees and the athletes committee of the sports bodies. All recognized sports organizations which are dependent on government funding and support will be covered under the Right to Information Act 2005. Athletes, coaches, sports administrators, and more have hailed it as a long overdue reform to bring good governance and protect athlete interests.
The passing of the National Sports Bill is a big victory for all of us athletes. It will strengthen our dream and brighten the future of sports. We sincerely thank the government for this historic step.
I believe this act greatly benefit Indian sport in two major areas. One, through forming National Sports Board, which will have the authority to grant or cancel registration or recognition of a organization, sports organization. This board will also have the authority to audit, to ensure if the body is not functioning properly, to constitute ad hoc committees, also to see that the sports must have ethics and safe sports policy, especially the athlete who are below 18, athlete who are the girls, the women. So this will ensure that the sports board will be playing a major role through this act.
Overall, Sports Governance Bill is meant to improve coordination between sports federations, athletes and the government. The bill will set new standards in governance, transparency and athlete welfare. It will help sportsmen improve their performance in sporting events globally. Sports Desk, DD India.
Another big news, India is once again ready to shine on the global sporting stage. Indian Olympic Association has formally approved the country's bid to host 2030 Commonwealth Games. The decision came during the IOA's special general meeting in Delhi on Wednesday, just ahead of the August 31st deadline to submit official bids. The host city is yet to be confirmed, but Ahmedabad is emerging as a strong contender.
India has taken a major step towards hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games. Indian Olympic Association has formally approved the country's bid. The decision came at IOA's special general meeting on Wednesday. It also came just ahead of the August 31 deadline to submit the official bids.
We are all unanimously supported for the Commonwealth bid, and it is good that people work together. And then, if we get, this is the initial stage, we are working on to get the bid for our country, and if it is good for the athletes and for even for the 2036 Olympics also.
Right now, the focus is clearly on ensuring that the right bid goes in, and we are very well prepared on this. And how we make the games big and all is all matters of the future.
India last hosted the Commonwealth Games in 2010 in New Delhi. Now the nation is ready to raise the bar even higher. The chances of winning the bid have grown after Canada withdrew from the race.
I think this is very good moment for India and sport fraternity to host international tournaments, a championship. As you know that India is preparing to bid for 2036 Olympic, and it is very normal process that before hosting a games like Olympic, you need to host several international games. So Commonwealth Games is one such game, I believe. In 2030, India is preparing to host that and through a bid.
The host city is not yet confirmed. However, Ahmedabad is being positioned as a strong contender to host the Games. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has a clear vision to make India a global sports hub. Hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games fits into that grand plan. It will showcase India's capabilities in organizing mega events. The event will also strengthen India's bid for the 2036 Summer Olympics.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has repeatedly emphasized that his goal is to make India a sporting powerhouse in the world. If India secures the right to hold the 2030 Commonwealth Games, then it will be a big achievement in India's sports arena. The way the big nations of the world are just pulling out from hosting the mega events, India is coming forward to host these events. This shows the prowess of the Indian sports, that it is at the forefront of the world. With camera person Uttam, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
Yes, it will indeed be a big achievement, and IOA President PT Usha called it a proud and historic moment.
Big moment for the Indian sports, and India will formally bid for the 2030 Commonwealth Games on August 31. Right now I'm joined by the President of the Indian Olympic Association, PT Usha ma'am, and also the CEO Raghuram Iyer. Ma'am, congratulations, a big moment for the Indian sports. How you look this moment in the Indian sports?
Because we are all unanimously supported for the Commonwealth bid, and it is good that people work together. And then, if we get, this is the initial stage, we are working on to get the bid for our country, and if it is good for the athletes and for even for the 2036 Olympics also.
Delegations are also coming to Ahmedabad to see the preparations.
So I don't think there is a preparation as such. Right now the delegations, only the Commonwealth Games delegation has come, and they have visited various cities, and they're just seeing what is the infrastructure readiness of many of the cities. As far as 2036 is concerned, nothing of this, no IOC delegation has visited as yet, and we're in the process of continuous dialogue. So, and as you may be aware, there is a new president also of the IOC, and she has put a pause and reflect kind of a thing. So the IOC is also taking its time into deciding how and when to allot the future games. So right now we are only in the dialogue stage. There hasn't been any visit from any delegation.
So talking about, ma'am, the Commonwealth Games, many sports were left out in the Glasgow, Scotland Games. So when India will host, if India gets the hosting right of the Games 2030 Commonwealth Games, do you have plans to bring hockey, wrestling and many important core games that India has a big part of the medal haul?
Naturally, that is the good part for the host country, no? So naturally, because this Glasgow, because of last minute only they had come, because other countries withdrawn. That is why the event is not there. So India, when we wait, we'll more our game will try to get.
And the sports government bill has been passed in both the houses. How you look this moment for the Indian sports, especially in the field of sports governance?
It's a good for the athletes, and after this is long wait, and even for me, I missed the bronze by 100th of a second in LA Olympics, and that is, I did my best, but there is no system at all at that. So for there, the system had come for good governance and transparency and athletic centric, and for sponsorship things and all associations, everything it will help.
Definitely, the way things are going on, the way India is performing Commonwealth Games, India will bid for the mega event. Also, the hosting of the 2036 Olympics is also in the pipeline. And the way things are happening, we are hoping that India is we can say, the new sports capital of the world. With camera person Uttam, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
And India's first individual Olympic gold medal winner, Abhinav Bindra, has been named Mental Health Ambassador by the International Olympic Committee. Bindra, who won a gold medal in the men's 10-meter air rifle shooting event at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, has been a long-time advocate for athletes' mental health. The Indian shooting ace had been part of the IOC Mental Health Working Group since its inception a few years back. Bindra is one of the 9 Olympians who have been chosen. They are tasked with breaking stigma, encouraging open conversation about mental health and promoting well-being within sports and beyond. All right, shifting focus to cricket now. Asia Cup 2025 kicks off in less than a month in the UAE, and India is crafting a squad that suits the conditions. The BCCI is reportedly set to pick and announce India's squad for the 2025 Asia Cup next week. Who are likely to make the cut and who would miss out? Let's break it down. India is riding a strong wave of momentum. Fresh off dominant performances in white ball cricket, a T20I series win over England in February, followed by an ODI series triumph and then the Champions Trophy title. The Asia Cup now becomes the stage to fine-tune ahead of 2026 T20 World Cup. The tournament begins September 9 with Afghanistan facing Hong Kong. In Group A, India starts against UAE on September 10th, followed by the much-anticipated India-Pakistan clash on September 14th in Dubai. The men in blue wrap up their league stage against Oman on September 19th in Abu Dhabi. Selection dramas heating up. There are several unanswered questions about this squad selection, which will probably be discussed in the meeting. A key one is about other format personnel, players who have been doing well in Tests and ODIs, and whether they warrant a selection here. Shubman Gill, Shreyas Iyer and Yashasvi Jaiswal could all make dramatic returns in T20Is. The real challenge is workload management. Jasprit Bumrah's fitness remains a concern which could shape both selection and strategy. Mohammad Siraj is unlikely to reclaim a spot in the T20 setup despite a fine showing in England, having been out since the 2024 World Cup. Expect selectors to consider an extra pacer like Harshit Rana or Avesh Khan. The spin attack already looks balanced with Varun Chakravarti, Kuldeep Yadav, Akshar Patel and Washington Sundar. This is an important squad selection for India, considering this tournament will give insights into the selectors and captain's vision for the 2026 T20 World Cup in the subcontinent. Sports Desk, TV India. And England's all-rounder Jacob Bethel is set to become the youngest player to captain an England men's cricket team in an international match. The England and Wales Cricket Board on Friday named him as the skipper for next month's T20I series against Ireland. The 21-year-old all-rounder has represented England in 29 matches across all formats and will lead the team in the absence of the regular Test players who have been rested. The series in Ireland will kick off after England's tour of South Africa for 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20I games starting September 2nd. And former Australian cricket captain and coach Bob Simpson passed away at the age of 89 in Sydney on Saturday. Simpson played 62 tests between 1957 and 1978, scoring 4,869 runs, including 10 hundreds, and claimed 71 wickets with his leg spin. Simpson, one of the greatest slip fielders the game has ever seen, initially retired from the game in 1968 before returning as Test captain at the age of 41 after several frontline Australian players had joined the World Series cricket in 1977. As coach, Simpson is credited with instilling discipline in an Australian side led by Alan Border, which went on to win the 1987 World Cup and regained both Ashes and Frank Worrell Trophy. All right, still to come on this edition of Match Point. The Premier League has kicked off in style with champions Liverpool beginning their title defence against Bournemouth with a dominant 4-2 victory. And two-time Olympic medalist Manu Bhaker to lead India's charge at the Asian Shooting Championship in Kazakhstan. Welcome back. You're watching Match Point. Some more stories. The wait is finally over. The Premier League has kicked off in style with champions Liverpool beginning their title defence against Bournemouth with a dominant 4-2 victory. From Liverpool's title defence to Chelsea's squad overhaul and the chasing pack trying to close the gap, the new season promises plenty of drama. As last season's top contenders once again gear up for the top prize in England, here's a look at what lies ahead.
Liverpool opened the new season on back of a dominant campaign under Arne Slot. Their summer has been busy. Florian and Hugo headline big arrivals in attack, while Jeremy and Milos strengthened defence. But with Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes gone, Mohamed Salah will now have a reshaped forward line around him. 8-time champions Manchester City, despite finishing third last season, still face concerns. Rodri's absence once again leaves the gap between defence and midfield, with new signings like Tijani and Ryan needing to step up quickly.
No, tactics will be the quality of the players, not much. And I would say that, be fit. It's really important. Was the main reason. There was a few reasons last season, but the main reason is we were not fit, and I think we are. Rodri is so soon to coming back, but come back. Important is his knee is perfect. But came back in against Juventus and after having injured for 6 weeks in his leg and to try to avoid that, and now he needs to bring minutes in the training session, especially a few minutes when it's possible in the games.
Chelsea entered another season of change. 8 new signings including Joao Pedro bring excitement, while Cole Palmer and Moises Caicedo remain key figures. But questions linger about whether constant rebuilds can bring stability at home despite recent success in Conference League and the Club World Cup.
We are a better team for sure compared to 1 year ago, and the reason why is because we work together every day for one season. I think what the club, what the team achieved the first season has been top, fantastic, finishing Champions League, Conference League, that was the competition that we were in, the Club World Cup. So more than this was quite difficult to achieve something more. Now it's a new season and we see.
In the chasing pack, Manchester United have rebuilt their attack with Benjamin Sesko and Bryan, but midfield depth remains thin. Arsenal remain strong with Victor leading the line, hoping to put last year's missed chances behind them. Newcastle face uncertainty with Alexander Isak's future, even as new signing Anthony adds blistering pace. Aston Villa, with minimal changes, rely on Evan to sharpen their attack, while Tottenham start afresh under Thomas Frank. Another Premier League season begins, promising drama, twists and battles at both ends of the table. Sports Desk, DD India.
And two-time Olympic medalist Manu Bhaker will lead India's charge at the Asian Shooting Championship in Kazakhstan. Bhaker will compete in both women's 10-meter air pistol and 25-meter pistol events. Over 700 shooters from 28 countries will compete in the tournament. India has sent the largest contingent, comprising 164 shooters for senior and junior events. The Indian senior shooting squad consists of 35 members who will compete for medal in 15 events. The medal events begin on Monday. Olympic champion Sweden's Armin Mondo Duplantis stunned the world once again after he broke his own world record for the 13th time on Tuesday. Duplantis bettered his pool vault world record by a centimetre, clearing 6.29 metres at the athletics meet in Budapest. The double Olympic gold medalist soared over the bar at the second attempt to improve on his 6.28 metre from Stockholm in June. It was 25-year-old's third record of 2025, having also cleared 6.27 metres in Clermont-Ferrand in February. And Dr. Waispace's 1972 Munich Olympic hockey bronze medalist and father of tennis great Leander Paes died early Thursday after a long illness at a local hospital. He was 80 and is survived by his wife, son and daughter. Dr. Paes was a rare mix of medical skill and sporting talent. He was born in 1945 in Goa. An energetic centre-half, his career overlapped with 1975 World Cup winning captain Ajit Pal Singh. He started playing hockey in school and college. While still a medical student, he earned a place in the Indian team. He made his international debut at the Hamburg International Cup in 1966. He also played for top clubs like Mohun Bagan and East Bengal. And India celebrated its 79th Independence Day on Friday. Several Indian athletes were present at the Red Fort for the celebrations. They said Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address inspired and motivated them. Take a listen.
Prime Minister Sir said that independence is very much necessary for making our country Bharat a developed nation. And I feel that sport can be also a great medium in this journey to make our India or to make our country a developed country.
I am very much proud to be the part of these Independence Day celebrations at Red Fort, Delhi. I am very much thanks to PM Modi sir to inviting me here. And today Modi sir speech is very inspirational and it's a language speech. It's all about the sports and PM Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana.
Today I feel very privileged and very happy to hear as a special invitee, and I am expressing my deep gratitude to our Honorable Prime Minister sir. Our Honorable Prime Minister sir addressed every aspect of the nation's development. The new sports policy will give support to especially to the youth to become the champions of the nations.
I am very glad and privileged to be invited as a special invitee for this Independence Day celebration, and I am very thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. On this occasion of Independence Day, our Honorable Prime Minister had one of the longest speech of 103 minutes, and he has covered all the aspects of the society. He has more emphasized on the scheme which he has launched, Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, which will definitely empower the youth and the job opportunities for them.
Modi ji speech, it's very inspiring to youth and everyone. He's 1.5 to 2 hours he's standing and explain about the future of India and how we will live, how we will gain, how to improve the society, what is the awareness, everything. Really, we are inspiring.
That's a wrap on this week's edition of Match Point. From thrilling highlights to unforgettable moments, we have covered it all. Be sure to join us next week for more action analysis and, of course, the latest buzz from the world of sports. Thanks for watching. Take care.